Oh shit. Here we go again.
Shout out Seth and his dad. His dad's season ticket holders gave Seth tickets, and he offered me a spot to go. And it was like probably the craziest. We're like maybe 15 rows in off the sideline, and it's one of them experiences where you're like, this doesn't seem real, and then like the flyover happening and the dude singing. Yeah, I'm like, dude, this is unreal.
There's nothing like the NFL, a good NFL experience. You know, it's just there's something about the American football that's just at the core of it. It's America. Like you feel it. You know, when you're in there and the crowd's going and it's third down and everybody's on their feet and screaming, it's like you just feel like this is what it's all about. You know?
That's a banger. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of Real Conversations with Cozy and Murph. Been a couple weeks, but football still runs on all the same. Everything seems to be going swell in the league. Everybody getting traded. Except for I did take a big hit this week seeing Stephon Diggs tear his ACL. Hurts my fantasy team a lot. Bro has been my savior. You seen that where he tore his ACL?
Yeah. Shitty.
Texans go out and we're going to talk about some trade stuff going on here later in the episode. We're going to talk about the World Series is going on. Dodgers up 3-1. Yankees come to life last night. The spectacle that is Freddie Freeman. Talk about some college football. A lot of excitement here in Kentucky too. College basketball starting up. That team looks fun.
Yep. I watched part of the game last night. I caught like the last probably 10 minutes. We're a 3-and-D team, and it's a lot different than, Calipari's system, but I think we're going to be just fine under Mark Pope.
Yeah.
And, like I said, my expectations aren't super high for this first year just because I don't want to get too high on them. But we look to have a solid roster. I mean, there's a plan there, and it's not just get guys to the NBA. It's develop talent, develop a program. That's what it feels like anyway. So I'm excited. My only goal is to beat Arkansas and make the tournament. And that's it.
Shoot, you guys win a tournament game. Success. Huge success of a year. Huge success of a year. First year program coach or in your guys' program, back in your program, you take that and run. I think it'll be good for your guys' style. But let's talk NFL. Big week this last week. We got some teams starting to pull away from the pack. We got a little bit of mix-up and some teams falling under the radar. Oh, and a savior has risen. A savior in the name of Jameis Winston. How about that? Jameis Winston.
I think we all saw it coming, though. I mean, I feel like Jameis' biggest strength is he's a leader. He's just a natural leader of men. Like, people want to play for him and play with him because he's going to do whatever he has to do to get the dub. Even going back to Florida State, you could see the charisma and the leadership, and it's followed him throughout his career. And, you saw it come to fruition in this game against the Ravens, who, yes, they were missing some pieces, but also they were, a 9.5 point favorite in that game.
Yeah.
And the Browns end up beating them. And so it's like, I think that's just proof of how bad Deshaun Watson really
was. Yeah.
I mean,
God. And this is 2 years in a row now. Like, somebody steps onto the field and turns the Browns into what looks like a completely different team.
And it just tells you they're a quarterback away.
Yeah.
And it also is just confirmation that that contract, the Deshaun Watson contract, is one of, if not the worst contract in the history of sports.
Yeah.
I mean, they paid the man what, $230 million? Dude, Aaron Judge just hit a home run.
Aaron
Sorry,
Judge.
I got the World Series game on right here.
Aaron Judge just hit a bomb. He's been dead this whole series too, which
I mean,
all it takes is one swing, bro.
I don't want to skip around too much, but I mean, we'll talk World Series after we get done with football, but they came out and fucking lit it on fire last night, put up 11 runs, and they did what they had to do. But
That's
yeah,
crazy.
I mean, the Browns, they're actually, you look at their roster on paper and their coaching staff, I think Stefanski's a good coach. It's just, it was all on the quarterback. I hate to put it on one player, but they had not put up 20 points. They were the only football team out of college and NFL to not score 20 points prior to this past week, which is insane. You can't win football games. Yeah, you can't win football games without scoring 20 points, you know?
Yeah, especially if you're getting paid, you know, what is it? I can't remember. It's 30, 40, 50 million dollars a year.
I think I saw, and I might be wrong on this, but I saw a stat that said Deshaun Watson. No. It was Dak. Dak Prescott makes more money per quarter than Brock Purdy makes for the entire year,
which is crazy.
That's another. We'll get to that game. But
yeah, we'll get to Dak. We'll get to Dak. What do you? Okay, so I know we jumped right into the Browns game, which is Sunday game. Which, if anybody was in and watching any red zone or flipping between games, the witching hour on Sunday, the 1:00 slate was incredible. There was some great closes at the end there. I want to throw in like the Vikings. What is this? Back-to-back losses for them.
Yeah, Thursday night. Yeah, against the Rams.
The Rams, I wanted to say this just because I wanted to show love. When they have Cooper Kupp and Puka, this team is a very, very difficult offense.
Different team. Yeah.
Totally different. They looked unreal. And it's like you still have Kyron. You still got, I mean, you add in all those pieces. I mean, I wouldn't count out Stafford the rest of the year. They're at 3-4. They survived not having their two best offensive threats. And then the Vikings, I think, obviously, you know, I feel like it's boom or bust with Sam Darnold. I think that's his case. It's like it's either a perfect day or you're struggling to get by.
Right, and it just goes to show you how much injuries really affect the season, and teams that can stay healthy throughout the year. It's really beneficial to, you know, and you can't, you know, help injuries. Injuries are going to happen, and it's just part of the game. But, you know, if you're missing your two best receivers, it's going to be hard to move the ball, period. Just, I mean, look at the Buccaneers this week. They had to rely on Cade Otton for most of their offense. So,
yeah. Which that was another witching hour game. You see Jazz just hit a home run too?
Yes. What the fuck is going on? The Yankees they said, fuck it, we ball. Yeah. They got their swag back, it looks like.
Yeah. Imagine. I don't want to imagine. I think I'd rather see the Dodgers do it. But I think
ultimately, I think the Dodgers are going to win. They're up 3-1. You know, statistically, all odds are in their favor.
Yeah.
And I hate the Yankees, man. But I got to be honest with you, and I think I've said this before on the pod. Yankees white pinstripes at home, there's something about that unity that's just like, God damn, man. It's just, it's iconic, you know?
Yeah.
It just, oh my God. Okay. I thought Stanton just hit a home run too.
Get that boy out of there. He can't handle New York, bro. Lord. Jack Flaherty's been solid all year. He pitched great in game one. I mean, fuck. All right, we'll keep coming back to that as things pop up, ladies and gentlemen.
We're gonna give like live commentary as we're talking about football, I guess.
Game I went to, it was in the 1 o'clock slate.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Great time. Cincinnati, you are a fantastic host, I will say. I don't know how you are to like your interdivision rivals, but
That's a nice stadium, isn't it?
yeah,
Paycor?
it's very nice stadium. I like the little get up where they have like the party deck and all that shit as you're walking in.
It's pretty
And
cool.
it was a good time. There was a lot of green there, a lot more green than I would have expected. Like the sideline that I was on, we were behind the Eagles bench, and shout out Seth and his dad. His dad's season ticket holders gave Seth tickets, and he offered me a spot to go, and it was like probably the craziest. We're like maybe 15 rows in off the sideline, and it's one of them experiences where you're like, this doesn't seem real, and then like the flyover happening and the dude singing. Yeah, I'm like, dude, this is unreal.
There's nothing like the NFL, a good NFL experience. You know, it's just there's something about the American football that's just at the core of it. It's America. Like you feel it. You know, when you're in there and the crowd's going and it's third down and everybody's on their feet and screaming, it's like you just feel like this is what it's all about, you know.
Yeah.
I love it.
One of them moments where I'm like, wow, I could just relive this moment over and over and over again. It was a great time.
Well, it's especially because I mean the Eagles turned up 37-17.
Yeah.
It looks like they're back on track, 5-2, leading the division. Well, I don't know. Are they? They're top.
Commanders are there too.
Tied for the division.
Yeah,
because y'all haven't played the Commanders yet.
No, well, the Commanders are 6-2 and they're 4-0.
Oh well, second in the division. Then.
Yeah, 4-0 at home. I want to say I can't remember how it mixed up, but the Eagles are in second. But yeah, we're like a half game back on Commanders, and we'll have to play them at some point. It'll be a test. But the Bengals, how do I describe this? They are a fantastic offensive unit. Like just watching them in action is very impressive. Joe Burrow in person is a different experience. He is actually unreal. He was pretty much perfect. He had an interception recorded, but it was on a tip ball, and it basically like just changed all momentum. And he said it earlier in the season, like he's going to have to play perfect for them to win. And it's the truth because their defense is Saquon was literally falling forward 3 yards on contact. Like it was like 4 and then 7. And then they were like loading the box to get Saquon, and they would just double AJ, and Devontae's down the field playing against cornerback number 3. It was like it was very bad. It was very bad defensively. They're a bad defensive team.
Yeah, one of the worst in the league. They're 0-4 at home. They haven't won at home, and that's where you really want to take advantage of that home field, advantage. But you look at the moves that they have made and who they've paid in the offseason and the way they've drafted, they haven't really invested anything in the defense. So, of course, you're going to see some regression in the defense because you haven't put any resources towards the defense, it feels like. And, I know they have their best player defensively is probably Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah. And he was non-existent.
Right.
He's been non-existent.
So, I mean, it's dire situation in Cincinnati. They're going to have to play, like you said, Joe Burrow's going to have to play close to perfect, if not perfect, in order for them to maybe squeak into the playoffs.
Yeah, I was telling those guys when we were leaving the stadium, I said, if you guys find a way into the playoffs, Joe Burrow will be the MVP because he will have carried this team the entire – he'd have to go 7 of the next 9. And if he can find a way to get to 10 wins, he might have a chance. But it's going to be damn near impossible.
The only thing I'll say that's in the Bengals' favor is that the AFC is top heavy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad teams in the AFC right now. So if there's any hope for Bengals fans, it's the fact that outside of Buffalo, Kansas City, and Baltimore, it's pretty much wide open after that.
Yeah.
So
we'll have to see. There's a lot of football left to be played, so we'll see kind of what's moving on. Bunch of 1 o'clock games. A lot of them were close, but not this one. This
I can't believe there was nobody had a bye this week.
There wasn't a bye this week, was there?
No, it was 16 games this week.
Yeah, that's why. It's probably why the fucking 1 o'clock slate felt loaded. Titans, Lions. Not too much to say here. The Lions back, right where they're going to be every week. Titans are most likely the worst team in football, and you might as well move all your assets and sail it in.
I mean, you still have the Panthers, but yeah, the Titans are in the running. Jets, Patriots also in the running for Jaguars, worst team in the league. On the flip side of that, Lions are probably the odds-on favorite right now for Super Bowl. Outside of Kansas City, you have to set Kansas City aside, okay?
Yeah.
Whenever we talk about, Super Bowl odds and contenders, obviously Kansas City is the favorite. They're 7-0 now, 6-0, and no, they're 7-0. But to be fair, they don't look like they're invincible. They're in that game. The Raiders definitely had their chances to pounce and take the lead and win that game. But it is what it is. The Lions, though, they look like an absolute juggernaut, just putting up a crazy amount of points. Well, they've scored 99 points in the last 2 weeks. They scored 47. Yeah. They scored 47 against Dallas, and they scored 52. So that's 99 points in two weeks of football. That's crazy.
Most of them are first half points too. Like they're getting up
right.
big early.
The game's pretty much over at halftime.
Yeah. I mean, you've got 35 points. It's 35-14 at the end of the half, and then another 17-0 shutout in the second half, which is insane. Jared Goff has looked like probably. I mean, if he's not playing like the best quarterback in the league right now, he's playing top 3.
He's in the conversation of MVP. You got to put him up there. You got to put obviously you got to put Josh Allen. He's 17-1 turnover ratio. Then you got Lamar. He's playing at an all-time, great level. I feel like he's finally at the level of passing, like as a passer. He just doesn't have receivers that can catch the ball he's never had like a dominant receiver.
Yeah.
They finally went out and got a dominant running back, and now they don't have a receiver. And it's like, man. But yeah, Jared Goff, he's got weapons on weapons on weapons.
Yeah.
And
the Ravens going out and picking up Deontay Johnson might turn out to be something huge for them.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a big pickup for them because they don't, like I said, they don't have a number one receiver. It feels like, Zay Flowers, but he's kind of banged up right now. He's not fully healthy. Yeah. And then you got Rashad Bateman.
Yeah.
And then you got the tight ends, but you can't rely on those guys.
You need a separator, and we'll see. I don't know. We'll get to the Ravens. Another game that was really close. This was a big game. I think everybody had their eyes on because it was the return of Tua in this Cardinals-Dolphins game. Cardinals come out on top barely, but from all the highlights and watching the game, Tua was on his A game doing some nasty plays. And I was talking and thinking, like, what if this concussion just like opened up something in his brain to where he's like GOAT material now? He's just like, what's like that? What's that Rookie of the Year movie where the little kid gets the thing in his elbow and he throws 100 mile an hour?
Yeah.
It's like a concussion just unlocks the Tom Brady level.
It just like slows everything down. Everything is in slow motion now. I mean, yeah, the Dolphins, their season's pretty much over. They're 2-5. and in a division where they don't have a chance to really catch up. But to be fair, 3 out of the 4 teams in that division are trash.
Yeah.
So obviously the Bills are going to win this division. I think you can go ahead and say that. But you got the Jets and the Patriots, who are both 2-6. Dolphins are 2-5. They're going to have to play like the Bengals. They're going to have to play close to perfect football in order to even sniff a chance at the playoffs. What I'll say about Tua, I feel like everybody is holding their breath every time you see him drop back or escape the pocket and run down the field. Everybody's just like, get down, get down, get down, And so I can only imagine what it's like to be a fan of that team with given his concussion history and all that. So Cardinals are a scrappy team, dude. I think I said it I texted you last week when they beat the Chargers on Monday night. They are a very scrappy team. They're not. You can't look at them and be like, oh yeah, that's a dub.
Yeah.
In seasons past, you could have, because they were just that bad. But now, Kyler Murray, he's a beast. He's a dog. You can never count him out. I feel like he's always going to find a way to make a play, whether it's with the legs or finding a receiver downfield. Trey McBride had a big game, 9 receptions, 124 yards. I mean, that's huge for a tight end.
He's a beast.
And so the Cardinals are a scrappy ass team. They could. I could see them battling it out with the 49ers to win that division.
Yeah. Which I've got some thoughts on the Niners, but I'll save them for when we get to them. Cardinals have looked leaps and bounds better than the team they were last year and even the year before. They're a team that shows up at your place or you go to their place and you're like, man, we're in for a
it's a dog fight. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in for a fight, which that ended up being a good game. Good on the Cardinals getting their way back to 500 football. Now we had probably the biggest stink fest in football this weekend. It was the Jets going to New England to play the Patriots, and I'm gonna say it. The Jets are done. Their season's over.
Yep.
You better find out what you got in the young guys. I'm sorry you traded for Devontae and wasted some time. There's just no hill. There's no way you can climb back into this thing at 2-6, bro.
No, there's no way. Last week was a must-win game. This week was a must-win game. Like if you, I mean, I said it before. They had to win last week. They lost. They were a 7-point favorite against the New England Patriots, who are arguably one of the worst teams in the league. I know Drake May didn't play really because he went out with a concussion, so they were playing Jacoby Brissett. But still, I mean, everything on the line, and you come up with that performance. They fired their coach mid-season. That rarely ever happens in the NFL. They traded for a aging receiver just because the perception that he might still have some chemistry with Aaron Rodgers. And it's just like like I said before, they make all these moves and then you expect to win, but winning is not built like that way. You can't just add a 40-year-old quarterback and expect that everything's going to work out.
Yeah.
It is what it is. They were better last year with Zach Wilson. I mean, let's just
I know.
Facts are facts. Though. They had a better record through 7 weeks or 8 weeks. Last year was Zach Wilson.
I feel for him. Jets fans are literally living through hell. I can't imagine being a Jets fan. You have gone through hell since Mark Sanchez took you to a championship game. It's like, get me the fuck out of here. I'd have done rolled over and died and cried.
To be fair, though, Jets fans are probably one of the most loyal fan bases out there. Like, it's Jets till you die.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you say you're not going to watch. You say, oh, it's over. Season's over. But yet, you find yourself fucking watching every week, living and dying on every play. You're like, oh, it's just it's part of that, and that's why I have respect for people who can sit there and say, "Oh, I'm a Jets fan," or
Yeah.
Because that's what the real test of fandom is. Are you going to roll with your team even when they're fucking garbage? And trust me, I've been I've been a fan of some pretty bad teams throughout the years. So,
Which I was gonna say, speaking of, the next game on the slate was the Falcons and Buccaneers, and your Falcons have pulled out another tough in division victory.
pulled
You guys are
away.
5-3, 3-0 on the road is nice too.
Nice.
Baker Mayfield throws the ball 50 times. Baker's playing out of his mind this year. I'll give him the credit for it. But he's, just a hair short now. He's missing his two biggest receivers. And, the Falcons did what needed to be done. Kyle Pitts, big game.
Yep. I think almost every tight end had a big game this week. It was National Tight Ends Day. Yep. And I think a lot of them took it to heart because there was a lot of tight ends that had a huge game. Both tight ends in this game had a very big game. Kyle Pitts, 4 receptions, 91 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, that is very impressive.
Yeah.
Because that's probably his best career game ever.
Yeah.
I love
that great game.
I have to say, I love Kirk. I love Kirk Cousins. He is a fucking baller, man. he stands in there and he delivers. He throws a very, very pretty ball. And I think he has there. Now we're rolling, We've got chemistry with the receivers. They know where they need to be on every play call. And then you have Bijan and Algier, the dual-headed running backs. Our offensive line is playing pretty well. The only thing we need to get more pressure. I feel like we don't have enough sacks defensively, but like I said before, our secondary, Jesse Bates is one of the best defensive players in the league. Like, period.
Yeah.
He is always a threat to force a turnover, whether that's punching the ball out and forcing a fumble or hawking the ball down in the secondary and getting an interception. He's always a threat. Him and A.J. Terrell and Justin Simmons. It's a very dangerous trio in the backside of the defense.
Yeah, Falcons are in a good position to start pulling away from everybody else as long as they stay on the right track, keep doing
First
what they're doing.
in the division, and arguably now that the Bucs have lost their 2 best receivers, it's arguably the worst division in football right now. Outside of AFC East, NFC South is pretty bad.
Yeah.
The Saints and the Panthers both are fucking god awful.
Saints are
miserable.
Purgatory as well. All right, another team in purgatory that they played well in this game. I'll give them that. The Packers go on the road to face the Purgatory Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence leads the game in passing, but Justin Jacob runs away from everybody. 2 tutties. He could have had a third, but he went down late game and made sure time ran off the clock, sealed the game, let the Packers win this one. Packers, even when I don't know how they've done it or what they've done to Malik Willis to turn him into a game changer when he steps on the field, but it's actually very impressive. When he comes onto the field in place of Jordan Love, it's almost like Jordan Love's great, but Malik Willis comes onto the field and instantly makes a play.
Right. And I think that speaks to the brilliance of Matt LaFleur. He's able to take this guy who was virtually unplayable in Tennessee or in Nashville whatever you want to say, at the Titans, and makes him a game-winning quarterback. Now, I don't mean game-winning in the fact that Malik Willis is going to win you a game.
Yeah.
But he's not going to lose you a game either.
Yeah.
Under Matt LaFleur, Matt LaFleur is able to come up with a game plan, a strategy to use Blake Willis to his strengths and put him in positions to succeed. And I think the Packers are one of the best teams in the league right now.
Yeah.
They're definitely, I feel like top 10. Gotta be.
I put the Packers in that conversation. I'd like to see, them against another contender. There was, a great shakeup with them in Philly when they were down in Brazil, but I don't even really count that game for much. It was a weird game, but I'd like to see them, especially coming up. They're in a tough division. It's going to be a hard shakeup at the end with the Lions, the Bears, the Vikings, and themselves. That's a very, very tough division.
Oh, the most competitive division right now in the NFL, for sure.
The Bears are in last place, and they've got, 3 losses? Yeah, they're
4-3.
Yeah. Jaguars are going to Jaguar. I don't even got much to say about them. They're
dead.
arm and a leg. Yeah, and they're arm and a leg short. This one was a good game too.
Before we get in, let me go check on something real quick.
You're good, buddy.
I'll be right back.
You're good. It is currently 4-0 in the Dodgers-Yankees games. Yankees have a run on first base, 2 outs. And the scary Juan Soto is stepping up to the plate. Dodgers have already gone to the bullpen. It's only the second inning. Yankees going to get their 2 here at home and then go back to Dodger Stadium. That's wild. We'll see. Will Freddie Freeman make it 6 straight? I doubt it. If I'm the Yankees, I just put him on. He can't barely run. Put him on base. This man Soto's been scary, though. It's crazy that Judge finally got a home run. Made that happen. Oh, he took second. Oh, Verdugo. The classic going from the Red Sox to the Yankees just makes me feel icky. It's like, even when Jacoby Ellsbury did it, it's like, you're icky, bro. And then going all the way back to A-Rod, when A-Rod was supposedly signed with the Red Sox, that deal was locked in, and the next day announces he's going to sign with the Yankees. It just feels icky. It makes me, and I get Verdugo was traded, but it's gross. And then wasn't Benintendi a Yankee? I don't know. The Yankee buys whoever they want. They go and whoever they want. Which their lineup's not even that scary. It's I guess. I don't know. I just hate the Yankees. I'm a Griffey stan. And when Griffey said it, he's like, I'd retire from baseball before I'd play for the Yankees. It's like, I'd take my chances, but now if they called me and said, hey buddy, would you like to pitch for the New York Yankees? I'd say, yeah, why not? Yeah, I'd do it for a couple cheeseburgers. I'd do it for a cheeseburger or 2.
All right.
Lord. I'm giving the World Series updates. It's 4-0 Yankees.
Yeah, they have proceeded to go off at the plate.
Yeah. Jeez. 4-0 Yankees. But we'll move on to this Colts-Texans game, another interdivision game. CJ Stroud, a big game. But I think the biggest conversation point, Texans did win. They're 6-2. Texans look like world beaters. The biggest conversation point of this game is the whole ordeal with Anthony Richardson, which I guess I wanted to bring up and say, or even ask perspective. It's like Anthony Richardson's excuse was he's tired. He was tired. Okay, I get that. Everybody on the field's probably tired. But my question to that is, was that how these NFL teams probably have a PR guy they go to and it's like, hey, you're going to get asked about this and this and this. You came off the field. Do you think they gave him an answer or he just went with his gut?
Well, I think, first off, let's just be honest. Anthony Richardson's a young guy. He's still young in the league. It's only his second year in the league.
He's 22.
So, right.
A baby.
I mean, yeah. And so the optics, not good at all. You can't have your starting quarterback tapping his helmet and saying, I want to come out. Just, there's no other quarterback in the league that does that. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever seen that, really. And so you got to, I don't think that anybody talked to him before he went up to the podium and told him what to say. And that's why he said what he said. Now, you know, if you're that tired that you don't think that you can play the next play, well, then you need to lay on the field and act like, you know, you're cramping or something.
Yeah.
You know, that's the better way to go about it rather than getting up and tapping your helmet and telling everybody that you're giving up, basically.
Yeah.
And so and the fact of the matter is quarterbacks are held to a higher standard. You're expected to play every single offensive snap if you're healthy, period. Now, receivers, running backs, they can tap out if they ran the ball three times, 4 times in a row. You know, you can say, hey, I need a breather. Or if you ran 2 or 3 go routes in a row, hey, I need a breather. That's fine. But offensive linemen and quarterbacks, you're not allowed to do that unless you're genuinely hurt or you want to emulate an injury or fake an injury, I guess, and say, hey, I need to blow, coach. So, yeah, I mean, I think we saw the consequences of what happened. Obviously, he's been benched for Joe Flacco, and I think it's a lesson. This is a clear message to a young player that there are consequences to what you do and say in the media.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, he's been historically bad.
Yeah.
Historically bad as far as passing pass completion percentage.
Yeah, I think it was 2 or 19 at the half.
And that's just, you can't do that. It's unacceptable.
Yeah.
You know, I know he went 4th overall 2 years ago. And like I said, he's still a young guy. He still has time to develop. But the Colts, if you look at them, they're 4-4 right now. They still have a shot to make the playoffs and possibly make a run at the AFC Championship game or Super Bowl. You know, I mean, realistically, I don't think that they are that good, but they have a roster and coaching staff an organization that is good enough to at least be in the conversation. And the quarterback is not playing up to par. So they're going to go with Joe Flacco this week. He's been doing Joe Flacco things this year. You know, for the 2 or 3 games that he came in for Richardson, he balled out and played well. So, like I said, I just feel like it's a message to Anthony Richardson, like, hey, bub, we need more out of you. You got to do better.
Yeah.
I think he probably will be the starter at the end of the year. Yeah. Because obviously Flacco is not the way of the future for the Colts. He he's on a 1-year deal. He might retire after the season. We don't know. So, yeah.
Tough situation. We'll see what the Colts bring. Let's move on to the next game. The Saints travel to play the Chargers, and I don't have too much to say about this game. Chargers, they beat the teams that they're supposed to beat. The Saints just look abysmally bad. Going from 2-0 to 2-6, 4-game losing streak. They haven't had Derek Carr, and they're missing, what's his name? Rashid
Shaheed. He's out for the year.
Yeah, he's out, and it's they're missing a bunch of pieces, and it's unfortunate for the Saints, but no love lost.
I think this is Dennis Allen's last year. I think he's going to be fired after this year. It's just an unremarkable coach. He doesn't do anything particularly well. I don't know, their defense has kind of they're old, Spencer Rattler, not an NFL quarterback right now. He might be in the future. He might be a good backup. He might, we don't know. But he played like ass. He got replaced. I don't even know the guy's name that replaced him, but it was bad. Positive note for the Chargers, Justin Herbert finally looked like he's back to his old ways. Lad McConkey, rookie, 6 receptions, 111 yards, 2 tutties, and guess what? He's on my fucking bench.
Old bench.
I had one of the all-time worst weeks in my career as a fantasy football manager. I had so many points on my bench, it wasn't even funny.
When your bench outscores your fucking starters.
Yeah, it's bad. It's very bad.
Yeah, at least you're going to get McCaffrey back here coming up. That'll help you. Now you got to start the right guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Fantasy, you can lose a couple games and still be in the mix. So
our league too is like fucking everybody's like damn near 500. So Lord. All right, let's move on to this quickly. The Bills travel across the country to play the Seahawks. Bills handle business. Josh Allen, another two more touchdowns, like you said earlier. He's probably leading the MVP conversation. 17-1. James Cook looked fantastic. The Bills defense had them to what? It was like they didn't score that last 7 points until closing time. It was 31-3, and that game was over early.
Yeah. Yeah, the Bills are another team that, like I said, they look like probably top 5 team in the league. Josh Allen playing MVP ball. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Bills have finally hit their stride offensively. It feels like they're putting up points like on a regular basis now. They don't have, and I feel like getting rid of Stephon Diggs probably relieved a lot of tension and pressure in that locker room, because I feel like Josh Allen probably felt like he had to get Stephon Diggs the ball, or he was going to throw a fit, and it's just like, man, you don't need that type of energy whenever you're trying to compete against the Ravens and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So good for the Bills. Seahawks, man, they're so up and down though. They beat the piss out of the Falcons, and then they play the Bills at home and lay an egg, and it's just like, dude, you don't know which team you're getting.
Yeah. They're in the mix at 4-4, but yeah. And then I don't think what's his name, Kenneth Walker is healthy at all, and I think that hurts him a lot
and
more.
They were missing DK a lot too in that game. So
yeah, I think the Seahawks will get right. I think Geno is a good enough quarterback to lead them the way that they want to go. Bills keep on rolling. We keep on rolling. The Panthers travel to Denver to play the Broncos. Broncos moving to 5-3 with a 28-14 victory. Bo Nix, his career game so far, 28 of 37, 284 and 3 touchdowns. Panthers are a dumpster fire. I don't even want to waste my breath on them. Good for the Broncos. This is a big turnaround from what they were last year.
Oh, for sure. And like I said, Sean Payton, he's going to find a way to get wins. He's going to manufacture wins. And obviously, they were playing the Panthers, so not an entirely impressive win, but they took care of business. This was it was 28-7 for a majority of the second half. The Panthers, snuck one in there and towards garbage time. But yeah, I mean, Panthers are just tragically bad. No hope there at all.
Yeah.
They don't have any positives, I feel like nothing.
They traded away Deontay. They probably should trade Thielen, just stash as many picks. They got Jonathan Brooks supposedly coming off IR here in
it's not gonna make a difference.
It's bad. It's bad. I don't know what Tepper needs to sell the team and put that organization into hands of somebody who cares about the Carolina Panthers, because it doesn't seem like he truly gives two shits that what the organization does. It's like, it makes no sense. I feel for him. Good on the Broncos, though.
Yep.
All right, 7-0 Chiefs. Make that 7-0. They handle business closely with the going to be the Las Vegas Raiders. Or they are Las Vegas Raiders. I'm thinking of Las Vegas Athletics.
Yeah,
That's gonna be something.
different sport.
Yeah, same thing. Vegas, fuck Vegas and the sports bettors, degenerates. The Chiefs 7-0.
Hey, watch it. Okay.
Patrick Mahomes probably his best game of the season so far, which is crazy to say. 27-38. Kareem Hunt, great game. Travis Kelce, best game of the season too, 10 for 90.
Another tight end showing out.
But I think the Raiders put a formula on tape that shows how to beat the Chiefs, and it is you got to get a guy that wants to get to Mahomes, because nobody wants to get to Mahomes as bad as Max Crosby does.
Oh, for sure.
Max Crosby was in his grill, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's a divisional rivalry, and right, like I said, Raiders had their chances to pounce and take the lead and win that game. They just couldn't capitalize. I think the biggest headline of this game here is Chiefs defense is absolutely lights out dominant. Like, there is no guaranteed points with the Chiefs. It doesn't matter if you get the ball on the 10-yard line, you're not guaranteed to score at all. So, Chiefs are a juggernaut. Like I said, they're favorite to win the Super Bowl right now. Three-peat, yada, yada. People don't like hearing that, but they are the new age Patriots. Let's just call it like it is.
Has anybody ever gone undefeated and won the Super Bowl?
Yes, the 70-something Dolphins.
Yeah,
that's the only team to ever go undefeated and win the Super Bowl.
Chiefs might do it, bro, for real.
I don't know. They keep playing in these close games. Eventually, they're not going to get bailed out by the refs. Eventually. There's been several games this year or at least two that I can think of off the top of my head. The Bengals and the Falcons game, where they should have lost, but they got bailed out by an egregious call by the refs.
We'll see. If the Chiefs go undefeated, and I can't. Please, Lord, don't let the Chiefs win this.
I don't think they will. I don't think they'll go undefeated. They'll at least have one or two losses.
Yeah. We'll see. All right, let's roll on. The dramatic, boring game of the Bears and Commanders. It was the most boring game of the weekend all the way up until the last play of the game. Bears offense played very poorly until the last drive where they needed points. Caleb Williams looked great on that last drive and then got into the end zone. It was honestly great, and then they got a 2-point conversion, which was nice. But the Bears defense, who has been incredible all year, let them down at the end and let Jaden Daniels throw it 65 yards. And they come up with a win. Terrible
way. It's one of the worst ways to lose a football game is a last-second Hail Mary. I mean, they had that game, in the books. And even the Commanders fans it was like, yeah, this was a good game. Hard fought game, but Jaden Daniels is him, and he's always going to find a way to make a play. I think more than anything, this goes on the Bears coaching staff. Why are you running a fullback dive to a backup center on the 2-yard line? And I know the Bears got the ball back and scored the 2-point conversion, so they still did what they had to do. But what is going through your head at that point? Like, you're in a 1-score game, you're down, and you have to score late in the game, and you're going to put it on a backup center to run the ball.
Yeah.
Excuse me? Like,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, my fucking mind just like blown that they would have the audacity to do something like that. I mean, that's just fucking crazy. Like I said, I don't think Caleb Williams is the problem. I think it's the coaching staff and some of the attitude of the players. I mean, you've got the Stevenson guy on the defense that's taunting the crowd in the middle of a play, doesn't even know that the ball had been snapped. And So it's just terrible loss for the Bears. It's a game that they should have won and they lost. Breaking news: Giancarlo Stanton just homered.
Yankees running away with this thing.
Oh, for sure. This is nuts. But yeah, the Commanders are surprisingly good. They've been a pleasant surprise. And at the beginning of the year, before the draft, I wanted Atlanta to make a move to get Jaden Daniels. I thought that was going to be our draft pick for quarterback because I knew we were going to. Before we signed Kirk Cousins, I knew we were going to make a move for a quarterback. So I thought that Jaden Daniels was going to be we were going to make a move to try to get him. But good on the Commanders. They lock him up. He's going to be good for a long time. Long time.
Yeah. I like Jaden Daniels. I think that was a showcase of two good quarterbacks and two futures of the organization or futures of the league. Commanders, man, they're going to think that when they play Philly, it's going to be a good game. Excited for that. All right, the Sunday night game was the Cowboys traveling to San Fran to play the 49ers. Brock Purdy, 260 yards. No Jordan Mason, really. Garindo was the lead back. CD had 146. It wasn't really a beautiful or like a good, pretty game. There's a lot of ugly in that game. Cowboys come back late, put 14 points up in the fourth quarter, make it look closer than it actually was. I don't think the 49ers, I think their window has passed. Super Bowl window has passed.
Yeah, I mean, they're still a solid football team. I think any offense that has Kyle Shanahan calling the plays is going to be decent, at the very least, no matter who the quarterback is or who's healthy and who's not. The Cowboys, man, Dak Prescott throws some of the worst interceptions I've ever. It's like he's the highest paid player in NFL history, but yet he has no clutch factor at all. It feels like whenever the chips are down and the game is on the line and you need your quarterback to make a play, it's like he's gonna make a bad read, and it was just hard to watch. I had money on the Cowboys. I thought for sure coming into that game, even though I know they were playing at San Francisco, I thought the Cowboys were going to be up for this game. This was a very important game for them. And outside of CD Lamb, it feels like they don't have anything.
Yeah. You got old ass Dalvin Cook coming in to run the ball for him.
Old ass Dalvin Cook, old ass Zeke Elliott.
Come on now.
Really don't have another weapon outside. Like I said, outside of CD Lamb, and
yeah,
I think he had 17 targets, 13 receptions, 146 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's a huge game, but he can't be the only one. Like, you've got to have other options that you can go to. So
yeah,
it's a good win for the Niners. Bad loss for the Cowboys. I think McCarthy's done after this year. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I don't think McCarthy survives this offseason.
Nah, he's gone. We'll see what makes of the 49ers moving forward. Last game on the slate Monday night, we had the Giants going into Pittsburgh to face the Steelers. Russell Wilson, big game, 20 of 28 for 278 and a touchdown. My biggest takeaways from this game was Steelers are really good. I think their defense is fantastic. But that running back for the Giants, Tyrone Tracy Jr.,
yeah,
that boy's legit, bro.
Yeah, he's got some dog in him for sure.
Yeah, they got to do something about Daniel Jones. So
Daniel Jones is done in New York. He's done after this season. They're going to find a way to trade him and move off that contract.
Yeah,
they're just abysmal in every sense of the word. I mean, their offense is just trash. Like you said, Steelers probably have the best defense in the league, Super Bowl caliber defense. They can find a way to sustain offensive production, which they have the last couple of weeks with Russell Wilson starting. They're going to be there at the end of the year. They're going to be in the conversation with the rest of the top teams in the AFC. Tomlin, he does what he does. He just wins. He finds a way to win no matter what. But yeah, the Giants are just god awful. God awful.
Fuck Giants. Fuck the Giants. It is what it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's run through this week's picks. We got a game tomorrow night. Thursday, this will be released. So today we got a game. The Texans go in to play the Jets. And it's like,
Jets are a 2-point favorite.
I know that's so fucking crazy to me. 2-6 Jets. I know they're down Diggs. They're down to Tank Dell. That's our wide receiver 1. Holy. I still got Texans. I don't know.
Yeah, I still got the Texans too, just because of the sad state of everything that the Jets organization is.
Yeah, I don't. Until I see something different from the Jets, I can't take them. You know what I'm saying? I can't just be
I can't take them serious. Yeah, right.
Yeah, unless I see something crazy tomorrow and there's some. I don't know. They're not even. They haven't really got Devontae Adams in the. We'll see what happens. Sunday, 1:00. We got the Cowboys going to Atlanta to play the Falcons. You guys got this. I'm taking the Falcons, bro.
Yeah, I'm rolling with my boys. Got to. I think we're just a better team. Overall, we're just a better team right now than the Cowboys. Kirk Cousins, we need a big game. We need him to sustain that big play ability. And like I said, I don't think Dak really has, and I say that now and watch he's going to go for 400 yards.
Yeah.
But I just don't believe in the Cowboys. I'm going with Falcons.
Yeah. Cowboys are 3-1 on the road. All 3 wins on the road. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's
all
true.
Right. Dolphins going to the Bills. I'm going to take the Bills.
Yeah. Not much to say. Bills are juggernaut. Dolphins are still trying to find their way. It is what it is. It might be close, but I'm taking Buffalo to win. Money line.
Yeah. I like that. Raiders, Bengals next game. Bengals at home. They need this game so badly. Bengals 7-point favorite.
This is a must win for the Bengals, but I feel like this is a game that the Raiders are going to claw and scrap, especially coming off a close loss to the Chiefs. I could see the Raiders winning this game in some kind of wonky way.
I could too, and really just sticking the hatchet in the Bengals. I hate to say it. I'm going to take the Bengals, but I could see the Raiders making this a hard victory.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Hey, give me just a sec. Just a sec. I got to take another intermission.
This is called Daddy Duty.
Yeah, my 4-year-old is running around naked. She don't have no clothes on, so I got to go find her some clothes.
Oh, Lord. It's 9:12. Kayla's upstairs, and the reunion aired for Love is Blind, so I know she's upstairs sitting on that couch waiting on me. And she's ready to go. Let's get her on stream here. How's she not answer my call upstairs? Hey.
What?
You're on stream.
Oh shit.
We're closing out, but you want to share your excitement for the Love is Blind reunion?
I'm so excited. I can't wait for you to come upstairs so we can turn it on. That's how excited I am.
I literally just said Cody had to run and handle his 4-year-old who's running around butt naked, no clothes on right now. But we're in the closing stretch here. I figured I'd give you an update and let you know that I told the world about how excited you were, and then if I called you, you were probably sitting on the couch staring at the Roku screen.
Too much.
Yeah. Guess what? That's exactly what she's doing. All right, I'll be up here in a sec. There's your in-house update for people who don't know. It's been announced pretty much on all my social media platforms. Kayla is pregnant. 15, 6, I don't know. I lose count. Every week's a new week. 15 weeks maybe. It's like that big, that little. It's like an avocado.
All right. Make sure you get a diaper genie.
Diaper genie. I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna have to figure it out.
Look it up.
I will put it on the list. We just got a stroller the other day. Sitting over there. We got all kinds of junk coming every day. There's something new. Kayla's upstairs. I just called her, put her on the stream for a second. I was like, yeah, she's probably upstairs looking at the TV right now, waiting on me. But exactly what she's doing.
Let's run through these games real quick, and then y'all can go watch your show.
It ain't no big deal. All right, 1 o'clock slate. We got Chargers, Browns. This will be a hard-fought game, I think. I think the Chargers are going to bring something to show against Jameis. It's just how Harbaugh does it. But for the storylines, I just want Jameis to win.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to see the Browns win this game.
Yeah.
But like you said, I think coaching advantage goes to the Chargers. They are 1.5 point favorite. But I'm gonna roll with the Browns here. I think the Browns can get it done, especially at home, after the big performance from Jameis last week. So we'll see what happens, but I like the Browns in this one.
I like it too. All right, we got another stinker game. We got the Patriots going to Tennessee to play Titans.
I mean, who knows? This is a toss-up. Could
Tennessee,
be anybody.
3.5 point favorite.
I'm going to go Patriots here,
That's
though.
kind of where I'm leaning.
I don't think they're as bad as the perception, you know. I think the Titans are as bad as they really are perceived to be, so.
I like the Patriots here, too. Not, if anything, they're at least covering. They're covered, at least. All right, 1 o'clock slate, we have Commanders going in to play the Giants. As long as Jaden Daniels is playing, I'm taking the Commanders here.
Yep, I'm going Commanders as well. They're on a roll. I think they'll get a boost from that Hail Mary play, confidence-wise. Their defense has actually played pretty decent as of late. I know they were kind of weak at the beginning of the season, but I think that recently their defense has stepped up. So,
yeah, I agree. I like Commanders here. I like the Commanders' offense. It's gross. All right, another stinker game. We have a lot of stinker games on here. We got the Saints traveling to Carolina to play the Panthers. Derek Carr will be back this week. I think that's about the best edge. If it was fucking, what's his nuts facing Bryce Young, then I'd say Saints. I don't even know. I'm going Saints here.
I mean, somebody has to win this game.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Saints as well. I think they're just the better team.
The better of two shits.
Yeah, the better of two dog shit teams.
The prettier turd. All right, last game in the 1 o'clock slate. We have the Broncos coming into Baltimore to play the Ravens. I do think the Ravens are going to come out hungry.
Yeah, but 9.5 seems like a lot to me.
Yeah.
I know they're going to be pissed, because they lost against Cleveland last week. I think Baltimore wins, but I think Broncos cover. I think it's a 7-point game, maybe. Yeah. 8-point game at the most.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'd sway. I see that being that way. I think the Broncos are a good team.
The thing about the Ravens is they give up a lot of second-half points.
Yeah.
A lot of second-half points. Their defense is not what it has been in the past. And maybe that's just, due to having a first-year defensive coordinator,
Yeah.
They are kind of banged up defensively. I know they're missing Marlon Humphreys. I don't know if he's going to be back this week or not. But, yeah, I think the Ravens win, but I think the Broncos cover 9.5.
Yeah. Fair. I like that. I like that play. All right, in the 405 slate, we got two games in that slate. We're going Jaguars going up to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. Eagles have been on a roll. Jalen Hurts has been playing out of his mind. 7.5 is a lot, I feel like, too, just because. But then again, there's no Christian Kirk. There's no Brian Thomas.
Right.
It's probably I don't even know if Gabe Davis is going to play. Don't know what. I mean, they're down to Tank Bigsby as their lead back. I mean, I think the Eagles get this done, and I mean, we've beaten good teams. So hopefully, there's nothing ever too confident in an Eagles game yet. I'm not there yet with them feeling confident.
Yeah, but this is a game you should definitely win.
Yeah.
7.5, I don't know. I think that number is probably going to come down a little bit. Probably it might end up at 6.5, 7. But I'll take the Eagles.
Yeah, I like it here. All right, the other 4:05 game is the Bears going to Arizona to play the Cardinals.
I think this will be a good one.
I think so too. I think this is going to be some gunslinger action here. I like the Cardinals though.
I like the Cardinals too, just because they've won 2 in a row now. Kyler Murray is rolling. This is going to be another good test on the road for Caleb Williams. First time, going through a gauntlet like this. I'm going to go Cardinals. -1.5 at home. I'll go Cardinals.
I like that too. All right, 4:25 slot. We got another 2 doubleheader. This is going to be a good game. Lions, Packers, especially if Jordan Love gets healthy and plays. Lions and Packers. I'm going Lions here just because the way Goff has been playing. I like Josh Jacobs in this game running the ball, but there's the Lions.
No Jordan Love.
No Jordan Love. He's out.
I think so, with a groin.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, I'm going to take Lions.
Yeah, I think if Jordan Love, if he's out, but I mean, 2 times that Malik Willis has started this year. Granted, it was against the Titans and can't remember the other team, but I'm gonna go Detroit. They're just on a generational run right now for that organization. Yeah. I feel like they have all the momentum in the world. The Packers have some question marks. I'm gonna go Lions.
Yeah, fair. The other 4:25 game is the Rams traveling north to play the Seahawks. This Ram team, like I said, with Cooper and Puka, I'm taking them. I think the Rams can turn into a team that turns this season around very quickly.
This is a tough one because, like I said, the Seahawks are very up and down. I don't know if DK Metcalf's going to play. But yeah, give me the Rams. If I have to pick, give me the Rams.
Yeah, fair. All right, the Sunday night standalone game, we have the Indianapolis Colts with Joe Flacco starting, going to Minnesota to play the 5-2 Vikings. Flacco starting actually gives me more towards the Colts because he throws that deep ball and they've got go-getters. But the Vikings are a really good team. They've just had,
Well, they've lost two in a row now.
Yeah. It's at home. I could see it being closer than 5. Could see it being a field goal game.
Give me the Vikings.
It's a tough game, but I'm on the Vikings here.
I think I like Flacco. Like you said, I think he's going to do a good job, but I don't know that he has the mobility to extend plays, especially against the Vikings defense.
Yeah.
Vikings are on a two game skid. I think they're going to be hungry. They're going to come out ready to play. Give me the Vikings here.
I like that too. All right, last game is the Monday night standalone game on ABC. We got the Buccaneers traveling out to play Kansas City in Kansas City. Buccaneers without their top threats. I'm going to say Kansas City.
Give me Chiefs by a touchdown.
Bad touchdown. 9-point spread right now. So you're saying
so I think Bucks cover. I don't think they have enough to win.
Yeah.
I just think the Chiefs, like I said, they're just the best team in the league right now, and where everybody is sitting on the edge of their seat waiting for them to drop one. But it just seems like week after week, no matter how close the games are,
they find a way.
Eventually, the Chiefs are going to find a way to win the game somehow, some way.
Yeah, I could see it where Baker Mayfield pulls out some magic and knocks them off their throne. I could see a path for that.
They're going to have a strong run game.
Yeah.
But,
we'll see. I'll be watching it. We all are going to watch the Monday night game, so we'll see what happens.
For sure.
Baker Mayfield has been fantastic this season. All right, there's your picks, ladies and gentlemen. You got any locks you want to throw in? You thinking anything major?
Give me a lock. Give me, as it stands right now, these numbers are obviously subject to change. It's only Wednesday night, so
yeah,
these numbers are going to move. But give me Broncos plus 9.5 at the Ravens.
A good play. That's a good play.
That's a big number for a well-coached team to lose by. I think they're scrappy enough, the Broncos, to at least draw within a touchdown or a field goal.
Yeah, I like that a lot too. I think that's a fair play. I think Mixon scores a touchdown this weekend too. There's an anytime TD. Every time he's on the field, and I feel like that boy runs all over somebody.
Yeah.
So I like Mixon to score a touchdown this weekend. Put that lock in there. World Series update. It is 5-0, bottom 4, and there's 2 outs right now. Yankees up, like I said, 5-0. The series is 3-1 lead in Dodgers' favor. This is the last game in New York before they head back to L.A. to finish out the series. At this rate, it looks like they are going back to L.A. Come down. All the pressure's on the Dodgers if they
There's still a lot of ball left to play, though. There's still 5 innings left, so.
Yeah. First, second, 2. There's a lot of ball left to be played. I know that's right. We've seen crazier things happen, including Freddie Freeman hitting home runs in 6 straight games, and he damn near just almost hit another one, and Aaron Judge robbed him of it.
Yeah.
Which that would have been crazy. That's crazy in its own sense. It's like, imagine the biggest stage, you're hitting a home run every game. You step up there.
He's channeling something. There's something going on there. Some voodoo or I don't know.
I love Freddie Freeman too. He's a good one. All right. I was going to talk college football. There's not much to get into. The only thing I'm looking forward to is this Ohio State-Penn State game, and it's got me a little bit terrified. The only question marks is Drew Aller going to play or not? I don't know. Ohio State gives me some scares. We'll see what they come of. We talked UK basketball. We've talked World Series. Talked football. Anything else you want to throw out there before we get on out of here?
Fire Mark Stoops. I know that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because the way his contract is, there's no way that we're going to fire him and have to pay that buyout. That's just too much money. It's eerily similar to what happened with Calipari. So I feel like if there's a big enough groundswell from the fans, there's a possibility that Stoops might leave on his own and, resign or step down. But he has obviously lost the locker room. He's lost his team. The season has been a disaster. Outside of the Ole Miss win, I'll give credit where credit is due. The Ole Miss was a big win. But like I said before, I don't know that Ole Miss is as good as everybody thinks they are.
Yeah.
So there's that. There's no excuse losing to Auburn at home when you have a 10-point lead, giving up damn near 300 rushing yards to one player. It's just inexcusable. And that's what we hang our hat on is our defense. And so I don't know. We're in shambles right now as far as a UK football program goes. And I don't have a lot of hope for them. I don't think we'll even be bowl eligible. So, just sad.
You guys might realistically win one more game this year.
Murray State.
Yeah, Murray State. Tennessee's about to hurt you guys.
Oh, it's gonna be a 25-point game probably. At least.
Tennessee's gonna hurt you guys.
So
I hope for an upset, but it doesn't look good.
I'm not holding my breath for nothing.
Vandergriff, he's a fraud.
Yeah, he doesn't have an offensive line either, though. I mean, our offensive line has been abysmal,
Yeah.
absolutely atrocious. Our penalties, undisciplined. I mean, it's just same story, different year with
Yep.
with Stoops. So
Fire Stoops. Start the bandwagon, everybody. Oh wait, that train's been going for 2 fucking years now.
yep, is what it is.
He's the next one. We're cleaning house in UK. First Calipari, now Stoops. It's change of programs, change of tides. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys. If you like this episode, like, comment, share, subscribe, do something, tell somebody about us. It goes a long way. Appreciate you. Peace.
Peace.